What is your name?
Candice Wines.
Candice Wines. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I live in Ruby Valley on a ranch with my husband, and my 2 grown children have come back to help us. So that's really nice. My 2 children went to high school in Wells, Nevada, because Ruby Valley has a 1-room schoolhouse that only goes to 8th grade. So that's where I did substitute teaching in Wells while my children were going to school there, and that's kind of how I got involved with wanting to be on the school board.
So where is Ruby Valley? I've never heard of Ruby Valley.
Ruby Valley it's about 60 miles southwest of Wells.
I see. I've never been there, and I don't really go to Wells that much either. So you're a member of the school board. So what exactly does a school board member do, and what are your responsibilities?
Well, it's very varied, actually. And when I ran to be on the school board, I didn't really understand all that was involved. It's a very involved job. You spend a lot of hours actually reading up on all the things that come up. So we're responsible for the budget. So all the money that goes to all the different schools, we have to approve that and make sure that, things are going where they need to be going. That's probably one of our very main jobs as a school board member. Second would be we are the superintendent's boss. So we hire the superintendent, and the superintendent's role then as an administrator is to keep track of all the administrators in the school. So she is our employee, she employs everybody else. So it's our job to evaluate the superintendent and to hire superintendents. And those are our main things, but a lot of other things come up. As you guys know, the last year has been very challenging with the pandemic. So we've had a lot of times where we've had to, make hard decisions on whether or not you guys can come back to school.
I honestly didn't even know what the school board did, but it's nice to know now. So what made you interesting running this position?
Probably, I would say, because I thought after substitute teaching in Wells and my children graduating from there, I thought Elko County could do better. And so that was my goal when I ran for the school board, was to hopefully, I'm very passionate about getting our math scores up. That's one thing that I've really taken on. I'm also very interested in the safety of our students. I think, with kids not being in school, we haven't thought about it really very much, but I think when everybody's back in school, we need to start thinking again about things like active shooter situations and that sort of thing. So those were my top goals when I ran for school board.
So what are some of the qualities that make a good school board member?
I think you just have to be passionate about the kids and your communities. And even though as a school board member, technically I have areas that I am responsible for, like Wendover and Wells. However, when you run for the school board, what you find is that you have to take care of everybody in the whole county. And our county, of course, is very diverse. We have a school in Owyhee, we have Jackpot, we have Wendover. So it's been very interesting to me to learn about all these different schools and all their challenges. So that's been, a big deal. And I guess I forgot where the question was going.
So I had just asked, what are some of the challenges you face?
Well, the diverse population in our county is a huge challenge. That is a big one. Yeah, you definitely have to be passionate. I'm very passionate about our students. I want to listen to the parents. That's one of my big things. To me, it's all about my voters. These are the people who voted for me, and so I am going to listen to what they have to tell me. I'm very passionate about our teachers. We need good, solid teachers, and we need to treat them well. So those are some of the main things you have to have as a school board member. You have to have really a lot of variety in how you deal with people and looking at all of the different situations.
Okay, so that actually leads me to my next question. So what did you learn about West Wendover that you might not have known before coming here?
Well, this is the first, I have been to the high school before, when my children were involved in sports, but I've never toured the elementary school or the middle school. So I was very, very interested to see those schools. And I think my biggest takeaway is how incredibly lucky you guys are to have such a great administration here in all of the schools. You have great teachers. I guess I was very surprised to learn how far this school has come as far as academic achievement. You guys have really excelled, and that was brought out to me by your principal. And so I guess that was a real learning experience for me, is just how much you guys have excelled, and it's very exciting to see that for me.
Thank you. So what have been some of the highlights or bright spots you have experienced as a board member?
I think for me it's the kids. So when we see achievement from kids, that's my favorite thing. Before the pandemic, when we had kids come to the boardroom, or we were visiting schools, and the kids come in and we've had FFA presentations, we've had STEM presentations, we've had the robotics kids, we've had sports kids. I mean, kids just from all parts of the school that come in, and it's just amazing to me to see their achievements, how much they love what they're doing, and I think that's been one of my very favorite parts.
So if you could change one thing or some things about schools or the school board, what would it be?
As far as the schools, I'm not sure changing is the proper term. I think we need to really, really work on our math skills and getting more math proficiency. That seems to be an area where we have some problems. I think another huge challenge we have is recruiting teachers to our communities. It's very, very difficult, especially when you live in a rural area such as Wendover. It's hard to get people to come here. They're not used to living out away from the cities, and so that has been an enormous challenge for the school board.
So is there anything you would like to add to today's conversation, or anything you want people to know?
I just want to say I had the best tour today out of all the schools I have toured. I really had a wonderful tour. I thought it was fabulous that the student council actually were the ones who took me around and gave me a tour of the high school. I got to see all the schools in Wendover, so that was a real big deal for me, and I'm just so very impressed.
Well, thank you so much for your time. That's all I have. I hope you enjoyed your visit, and we hope to see you again soon.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for having me.